The Lazy Prince. In the peaceful kingdom of Sunfield, life moved at a gentle pace. Everyone had a purpose, except for Prince Julian. While the villagers worked the fields and the king managed the realm, Julian preferred the comfort of long afternoon naps. He was not unkind, but the young prince simply found effort to be entirely unnecessary. King Alistair watched his son with a heavy heart. He knew that a kingdom could not thrive under a leader who refused to lift a finger. The king did not want to punish Julian, but he knew the boy needed to understand the true value of hard work before it was too late. The next morning, the king made a decision that shocked the young prince. Julian was led to the castle gates with nothing but a simple pouch. The king told him he could not return to the palace until he earned a single silver coin through his own honest labor in the village below. Entering the village marketplace, Julian felt completely out of place. The air was filled with the rich aroma of fresh bread and the loud chatter of merchants. People were moving briskly, carrying heavy crates and trading goods. For the first time in his life, the young prince realized that nobody was going to serve him. Drawn by the sweet, comforting scent of warm cinnamon, Julian stopped outside the local bakery. Inside, a cheerful baker named Martha was effortlessly kneading dough. Hoping for an easy task, Julian gathered his courage, pushed the heavy wooden door open, and asked the kind woman if she had any work for him. Martha gladly accepted the help, but Julian quickly discovered that baking was exhausting. Within minutes, his arms began to ache from rolling the heavy dough, and sticky flour got all over his face. He kept checking the window, wishing the sun would set faster so he could finally earn his single coin and go home. By afternoon, Julian could no longer handle the heat of the ovens. He gave up and politely asked for his pay. Martha handed him a single copper coin, explaining that half a day of clumsy work did not deserve silver. Julian walked out, his heart sinking as he realized how hard it was to earn a living. Desperate to find a simpler job, Julian walked toward the green pastures at the edge of the village. He noticed an old shepherd tending to a large flock of fluffy sheep. Julian thought that watching animals graze would be peaceful and effortless, so he offered to watch the flock while the old man took a rest. The easy job quickly turned into total chaos. The moment the shepherd fell asleep, 3 stubborn sheep broke away from the flock and ran toward the thick woods. Julian had to sprint across the muddy fields for hours, tripping over roots and shouting until his throat was dry, just to bring the playful animals back. The sun began to dip below the mountains, painting the sky in deep shades of orange and purple. Julian sat alone on a cold rock, his muscles aching in ways he had never felt before. He looked at his single copper coin. He realized that laziness was easy, but it left a person completely empty. As Julian walked further down the path, he noticed a young village boy named Oliver crying next to a broken footbridge. A basket of freshly picked berries had spilled all over the grass. Oliver explained that he needed to bring these berries to his grandmother before dark, but the bridge was too broken to cross safely. Julian did not think about coins or his father's rules. He simply saw a child who needed help. Using his strength, he found fallen branches and carefully repaired the broken path. For the first time all day, Julian did not check the sun or complain about the hard work. He focused entirely on finishing the task. With the footbridge safely repaired, Julian carefully helped Oliver cross the bubbling creek. Instead of running off, Julian offered to walk the young boy the rest of the way to his grandmother's cottage. The prince realized that the satisfaction of solving a real problem felt much better than any afternoon nap he had ever taken in the palace. They reached the cozy cottage just as the stars began to appear in the night sky. Oliver shared the story of the broken bridge with his grandmother, who listened with tears of gratitude in her eyes. She thanked Julian deeply for his kindness and handed him a bright, polished silver coin, praising him for his hard and honest work. Julian walked back to the castle under the moonlight, his body completely exhausted, but his heart incredibly light. He looked at the silver coin, knowing it represented something much greater than money. He had finally earned his place in the world through effort, care, and dedication, and he could not wait to show his father. Reaching the top of the hill, Julian knocked firmly on the heavy castle gates. The guards gasped as they opened the doors, barely recognizing the messy, exhausted young prince, covered in dirt and dried leaves. But Julian did not look ashamed. He walked past them with a steady posture and the bright look of determination that they had never seen before. King Alistair sat quietly in the dim throne room, waiting anxiously for his son. When Julian walked in, the king stood up immediately. Without saying a single word, Julian walked straight to the throne and opened his hand, revealing the gleaming silver coin. He told his father the story of the bridge, his voice filled with genuine pride and humility. King Alistair looked at the coin, and then looked into his son's bright, mature eyes. A soft, proud smile spread across the old king's face. He did not care about the dirt or the ruined clothes. He saw that Julian had finally discovered the true magic of purpose, empathy, and hard work, which was worth more than any royal treasure. The next morning brought a fresh start to Sunfield Castle. Julian woke up early without being called, feeling a new sense of energy. Instead of returning to his lazy routines, he asked his father how he could help with the daily chores. The young prince realized that real growth requires consistent effort every single day. Standing proudly beside his father, Julian looked out over the thriving village below. He kept the silver coin in his pocket as a permanent reminder of the day he discovered his true purpose. The lazy prince had finally become a responsible leader, ready to protect and serve his people with a caring and hard-working heart.